Hey everyone, Brian here. Today I wanted to show you guys how to brew AeroPress with xBloom Studio. I'm on the side here so you'll see my hands, but AeroPress is a company we've partnered with and they have been awesome. We're currently offering a bundle at launch with the AeroPress Clear, Flow Control Cap, and the Studio. So you can pick up a Studio and brew AeroPress, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that right now. So first of all, wake up the machine, hit the knob if the machine is off, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the entire manual brewing process. What we're doing is we're using the xBloom Studio's grinder, scale, and brewer all together to brew our AeroPress. So the first thing is obviously we got to weigh out some coffee, grind some coffee, and begin brewing. So first things first, make sure the XPod dock is off of your machine because we're not using XPods here, we're using our AeroPress. And I like to use the catch cup here as a dosing tray. We're gonna end up using this dosing cup for a few different things. You guys will see how that works. I'm just gonna go right into it. We're gonna go into our scale, tare, and let's find some coffee. I've been brewing some nice intelligentsia. So what I like to do is I like to just put the dosing cup on the tray there and then just pour right into it. So we'll weigh out, I like to do 14 grams for some of my AeroPress recipes. So we'll do 14 grams. So we'll go into there, we'll definitely need to use our grinder. We have two different options of using this. We'll have an option of doing basically like a co-pilot mode where we'll have some recipes preset for you, or you can go in and manually do everything. Let's get into our grinder here. Make sure this grinder chute is open. Let's do 45. And then I'm gonna take my coffee. Don't need an RDT with this. Pour it in here. And then this is magnetic. Goes right on there. I like to use lower RPM on Studio's grinder, so we'll set it to 60, and we'll hit play, and it will go ahead and grind. Grinding is gonna change, the time it takes to grind is gonna change depending on what RPM you set, and of course your dose and coffee and so on and so forth. It will beep when it finishes, and there we go, no static, looks great because of the anti-static properties of the catch cup as well as the ionizer we have in the grinder. So there it is. Then just take your AeroPress flow control cap here, put in that paper filter, and put it into the AeroPress. A fun little trick that you can do is the catch cup to xBloom Studio fits like this, and I can just go like that. And it's all already in there. And then what you do is you take the catch cup here, and we'll use it as a little guide to put the spout of xBloom Studio right under our AeroPress. So make sure it's all aligned. And what you can do is you can go in and manually brew. So for example, I can go in here and set my temperature and adjust it on the fly, and I'll even adjust the different pouring patterns I want so I can get different types of agitation, or I can opt and go for a co-piloted recipe where this will just run the brewer, and of course I can do all this on the app as well. I think we'll do some videos just specifically on co-piloted recipes, autopilot recipes, and so on and so forth. I think what's really fun about brewing AeroPress is actually tapping into the manual brewing capabilities. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have 14 grams in here. I'm gonna aim for about 250 mils. So I'm actually gonna push this coffee pretty hard. And because I have the flow control cap, I can do a longer steep recipe. So let's go ahead and do that here. I'm gonna start with doing let's do a center pour at 202 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, you can change this between Celsius and Fahrenheit. It's set on Fahrenheit right now. I'm gonna hit play. And it is going to now just dispense water in my AeroPress. And I'm kind of just gonna let this fill. You can have different recipes, of course. You know, you can pause and steep and so on and so forth. I kind of like to just fill in all of the water in the AeroPress all at once. And of course, I can change the pattern on the fly. So I wanted to do that initial kind of saturation, and then now I'm filling it all up. You can see, because it's clear, you can see the agitation, which is cool. I'm gonna show you guys the AeroPress logo. And of course, you can go in and manually agitate, and you can do a lot of other things there in terms of how you manipulate the brew. And why not, let's finish the rest of it just with a center pour fill now that all that coffee is saturated. I can pause this at any time, or I can just let it run. By default, it can just run up to 250 mils, and this will give me a really nice high extracted AeroPress. There we go. And then you can just take this off. And I'm just gonna kind of leave this here and let it steep for a fair bit of time. So this is just an example of a recipe, but you have a lot of different options in terms of how you want to saturate the bed of grounds in the AeroPress, as well as, you can go into there and manually agitate, and of course you can play around with the different grind sizes, different type of agitation, and so on and so forth for your AeroPress recipe. And all of this is all programmable in the app. We'll show you a video on the app in a later date. I just wanted to make this video because I really like brewing manually with xBloom Studio. It's a lot of fun. I like to steep at around 5 minutes with my AeroPress recipe, which is 14 to 250 with some of these lighter roasted coffees. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna pop this guy over here into this carafe. Just pop it into this carafe here and set this over here and plunge. And there you go. So that is how you brew in AeroPress using xBloom Studio. We're using the Studio grinder, we're using the scale, and we're using the brewer all at once. I opted to go for a full manual brew there, where I was adjusting the patterns. I could have also adjusted the temperature, and I could have paused all of those different pours. But also, we will be offering certain recipes as well, so you can run the, you can just basically have an AeroPress competition recipe, or you can have different types of pouring in all of that, and that will all change the flavors of how your coffee is brewed. But for me, I love doing the manual brewing with AeroPress. It's a lot of fun, and xBloom Studio makes this very easy and clean also. So yeah, there you go. That is brewing in AeroPress with xBloom Studio. If you have any questions, let us know. But yeah, Studio is here. Just wanted to show you guys the different functionalities and how you can brew stuff. Obviously, we brewed AeroPress, did it manual because I love doing the manual brewing on this machine. It's so much fun, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun. You guys get your studios as well. But if you guys have any questions, let us know. Let me know if you want to see any other videos like just brewing, fun stuff like this. I'm happy to do them. But yeah, thanks so much. See you guys around.